Hey everyone, Jason Owens here for Campaign Sauce. This is a follow-on review for a video I made earlier about software called Typeset. It's another one of the umpteen different AI-based software design tools or AI-enhanced design tools that are hitting the market these days. In my previous video, I mentioned to you that I started out doing exactly what this says right here, AI-powered ebook design, right? So I followed this video and I did exactly what the guy said, right? So I pasted in some text here and started using some of the formatting and pulled images in. And quite frankly, I wasn't blown away with it. I also mentioned in my previous video of the two different plans that they have. I'm over here on the basic plan, which allows me essentially to do PDF documents. And frankly, for my use, that's about all I'm going to need. I do have access to the Unsplash image library with tons of images there. So anyways, the basic plan right now for me is more than enough. I also mentioned that, again, I followed the workflow that this guy had in the video, and I took some text from elsewhere and pasted into this system and went through and started finding a lot of images there and whatnot to add in. So here's what I've learned. Now, that took me about an hour and a half to do, not the 90 seconds that they were claiming. So what I did in the interim between that video and this video is, as I went ahead and reformatted this guy, I wanted to do just a good old-fashioned PowerPoint presentation, keynote presentation, right? So I wanted slides. So as you'll see in the previous version that I worked on, there's just large blocks of text in here, right? So lots of text here. You can see how I have 5 major points that I'm making on these 2 pages. Well, I ended up breaking up all of these points into different slides, right? So I went through and just did an awful lot of reformatting. And let me show you what I came up with. So again, here we are in the very beginning. I do put a couple slides in here about my intended audience and what my deliverable is going to be. And I tell you what, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Now, doing the reformatting took me about another hour and a half to maybe 2 hours. And here's what I learned. If you notice here, so here are my points here, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So remember back in the previous, in the ebook, right? So a lot of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these were all really just in 2 pages. Well, I divided these guys up, and this is where some of the magic comes in. You'll remember that I was on the right track last time. Remember whenever I wanted to reformat this and use it for social media, and there was just way too much content on each one of these pages? Well, turns out that was exactly what I needed. I just needed to start trimming back the amount of stuff that I was putting on each of these pages. So I tell you what, this just looks dynamite. You can see where some of these guys are gray. That's where I've hidden these slides. I'm not going to use those in my presentation. This whole case study section, I went ahead and kept it out. But watch what happens here. So if you remember last time, we tried to kind of queue ourselves up to export these guys in square format for social media, and it was just a bit of a It was real kludgy because, again, I just had way too much stuff there. Well, watch this. So I went ahead and used Zoom. Last time I think I was doing export, but this time I can do Zoom, and now I'm going to go square. And, of course, watch what happens now when we just simply don't have so much stuff on each slide. Well, a lot of these guys transfer over very nicely. Yeah, I would like this text to be just a little bit larger, but probably wouldn't use that one on social media anyway. This one would be perfect. The problem is not with the software, problems with the culture. CRM adoption does not equal optimization, right? So these guys I would easily start using as social media share tools, right? I mean, look at this. This is, frankly, these are gorgeous. These are really good looking. So when I look at, say, these guys right here, the industry trends, I would probably do this guy, number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I would make a really nice carousel ad out of those guys. And again, there are just some of these that are going to make really good standalone posts as well. Here we go, another one that would make a great carousel, top 5 roadblocks, right? I would do this kind of title slide, and then I would end up doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, that would make another great carousel. So yeah, and of course you can see a whole bunch of these case studies there I've kind of grayed out. Then we will move to the very back end of how to get the most out of your CRM. So again, right, I mean these formats are maybe a little overkill for social media share posts, but overall, I'm really happy with the way this looks. Okay, so again, I won't export the references there, but let's take another look at maybe let's just do the tall, the 9:16. And again, a lot of these guys are just going to render quite nicely here as soon as my system catches up. So yeah, I mean, you can just see here, let me get that pop-up out of the way. So yeah, you can see how a lot of these guys just turn out really nice. So again, here's what I learned. This reformatting took me forever to do, and here's the key that I want to show you guys. Notice whenever I had text before from some outside source, pasted it in, this is where the big work comes in. See how this guy right here, see these lines? Well, this tool or this widget area that you're pasting into, it's what's called normal text. Okay, it's not right up here. That's a title. It's not a subtitle. And where I spent an awful lot of time when I was converting this guy over, as you can see now, I have title and subtitle, title and subtitle. I use a lot of title and subtitle because when you're doing the whole magic AI, it seems to make a lot better use out of the title and subtitle elements than what you get as a default, which is pasting everything in to just your regular elements. So of the hour or so that I spent reformatting this guy from an ebook over to slides, I want to say that I probably spent at least half of that time copying and pasting and moving stuff so that it was in the title and subtitle brackets. And again, once I did that, all of this different image sharing, image resizing, this just works so much better. So anyway, just to give you kind of a heads up, that's my follow-on review here and my what do you want to call it? My recommendations for you here at this point in the game. So frankly, I would not start doing an ebook here. I would start creating a presentation here because it's a lot easier to take a presentation and then make it into an ebook than it's going to be to take an ebook and make that into a presentation. So everything that you see right here from the very first time that I bought my subscription up till now, I probably have about 4.5 hours into making these two deliverables, right? So that's a lot of learning time. Oh, one last thing. I mentioned to you earlier that I was a little bit perturbed about not knowing about buttons and how the buttons work. And I was belly aching about not being able to right format or center justify the buttons. Well, it turns out, if you just click on the settings, well, you lo and behold, you can adjust where the buttons go and you can adjust the size. So all the stuff that I was complaining about before, it just took me a little bit to find it. And now that I found it, there you go, right? So anyway, so that eliminates that concern. So there you have it. Again, if I were starting with Typeset brand spanking new, use it first to design a presentation, then take the presentation and turn it into your ebook. That just seems to work a lot better and a lot smoother for me. So there you have it. Take care. Hope this was helpful. And again, if there's anything that I can do to help you with your CRM or with your sales needs in your company and your sales culture, please reach out to Campaign Sauce. Take care.